Rabbit with Susie and my lovely friend Karen Taylor, who's here today to talk about her new book. It's called Hypnosis and Hypnotherapy. And we're going to talk about this. This is part of the Pocketbook Library. And if you look underneath, you will find all of the links to the book and also all the other books and all the authors and the videos that are there. Karen, welcome to Follow the White Rabbit. You are my very first person I've spoken to for a while since I started my art course. When I started the program, Follow the White Rabbit with Susie, it was because I knew that something big was coming along and I didn't know what it was. And little did I expect it to be a fine art course that was full-time, which has kept me away from making videos and interviewing people. So as part of the Pocketbook Library series, I'm so excited to be able to interview you. I will get back to making more videos, but I'm on the really intensive part of this course. So with me. Karen, this is an amazing book, my lovely. Before we talk about it, tell us a little bit about yourself, you please.
Okay, so I'm Karen Taylor. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I also do EFT, NLP, Law of Attraction. And I've also started writing books, just lately. So I've written another one, a poem book, and I've got a couple more on the go. Yeah, and I'm here with Susie to talk about the Hypnosis and Hypnotherapy book that's part of her Pocketbook series.
Thank you. So it's interesting. You called it frequently asked questions. Now, when I don't see people full-time like you do, I see people who know me who ask for support as part of my retirement work, if you like. So do your clients come to you with lots of questions? Are they still scared about hypnotherapy and they think you're going to, I don't know, quack like a duck or something? Is that
well, kind of this is what kind of inspired me when you was talking about the pocketbook and self-help. Okay, so in the past I have had clients that have said to me that they've been looking and use it, to use hypnotherapy to help them make the changes, but especially the anxiety clients have been rather afraid of it, which that's, it's happened quite a few times. So I kind of thought about it and thought about the questions that I've been asked on the consultations, and that kind of inspired me to put them in the book, so that if someone is seeking some help through hypnosis, they can look through these and it can make them feel better about it, about this natural process, because there is quite a lot of preconceptions about what it is. They think that, like you said, that we can make them cluck like a chicken, which we probably could if that's what they wanted. But in reality, you can't actually make anybody do something that they don't want to do.
Absolutely. And so people get confused about stage hypnosis and therapeutic hypnosis.
Yes.
So so it's not stage hypnosis that we're doing. Do you know, I know we're supposed to, as part of our training, practice that, but have you ever done stage?
Never. No, it doesn't really interest me. I mean, I have watched it, but it's not something that floats my boat, because I'm all about helping people. And that's entertainment, not helping people. Well, I suppose it does help people if that's what they want. That's the entertainment side of it.
Yeah, it's interesting, actually. I can't remember who told me this story, but they I wish I could remember, and I can't. They went to a stage hypnotist with a friend who was wanting to stop smoking. And so it was a stage hypnotist about smoking, I think. I might be telling this story wrong. But anyway, they were sort of doing all the acting like a dog or whatever, sort of silly things that people do. And then the guy was talking about smoking,
Mhm.
and the friend who'd gone with her, who was very reluctant and thought it was absolute poppycock, you know, they just thought it was nonsense, they stopped smoking without even wanting to. They didn't want to stop smoking, but the influence of that stage hypnotist
Yeah, yeah. I
actually
mean,
gave them the
I
gift.
can, yeah, I can kind of relate to that, because it's like anything that you hear or anything that you see does have an effect on your subconscious mind.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a really good story.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned the word subconscious mind. Now, the people who are listening to this who have no idea what that means, can,
Mm-hmm.
can you explain it to people?
Well, your subconscious mind is the part of your mind that actually stores all your memories and all your learning, and your conscious thinking mind is the one that we're using now.
Yeah,
When it, so your subconscious controls all your automatic responses. So if I wave to you, Susie, I didn't think about it, I just did it.
yes, yeah,
And that's really what your subconscious mind is.
yeah,
And the book, I wanted it to be in simple terms like that, because you can kind of get swept away with all the jargon, and I kind of did when I was learning it. And still, some of the jargon now, I think, what does that actually mean? Even after all these years, I do
yes,
think that. And I wanted people to know that you don't have to totally understand it, all of it, for it to be effective.
absolutely not. And as I say, like that little story, you know, it can influence, but only if a subconscious or unconscious mind. I use unconscious, some people use subconscious.
Yeah, I tend to go between the two, because I'm never quite sure what is the correct term.
Uh,
It's
it's a word. It's
it's a
just
word.
a word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we've got an introduction. So let me say, every day can be the start of a new journey, and
Mm-hmm.
each day is the gift you are given whilst present on this earth. And I think that very beginning says something about you as a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
It's about your philosophy. So if you are, I mean, Karen does work, you work online like I do, but if you're the sort of person listening who doesn't want to work online, they prefer to go to a clinic and see somebody, then always check out the philosophy of your potential therapist, because well, not everybody believes the same things you believe. So, you
No, that's totally true, Susie. Like I've said this to clients, and I say this all the time, potential clients, when they come for a consultation. I might not be the right fit for you.
know,
You may have been to another hypnotherapist and it hasn't worked out for you at that time.
yeah,
But it doesn't mean to say that it won't the next time. Or you may not have been at that, you may not have been ready. Or we don't all, fit the same. We're not all the same person. We're not all, and even if you've trained the same way, you still find your own way of working with people.
absolutely. I mean, my style is very spiritual. I work on a
Mm.
sort of mediumistic sort of style of hypnotherapy and work in that way. And
Mhm.
it wouldn't be for everybody.
No, I mean, I tend to, I am quite spiritual, as you know,
Yeah,
but I also work clinical. So if somebody in the consultation, if they come to me and they want the spiritual side, then that's how we'll work.
yeah,
But if they, that side is not for them,
yeah.
then, we'll work the clinical side.
Absolutely.
Everybody's completely different. And that's kind of why I put in the book about the consultation,
Yes, and that's
because in the
important.
consultation, that's when we get to know each other, and I
Yeah.
get to know what the dislikes are, what the likes are, because your subconscious will only accept what you believe.
And I think that's really true. And certainly I say to the people that I work with that, you know, you are in charge of this.
Exactly.
You're in charge, and you have to want it for it to work.
You do.
You
But
do.
there's also with that, I always say, I communicate in between sessions with clients, because if we've done it one way and it hasn't worked out for them, there's always another way.
Yes.
You know, we'll have another discussion. I may have misinterpreted what they've said to me. So if they're clearer with me, or vice versa, you know, then we can get the subconscious to really get on board with what the goals are, because that's the key as well, what the goals are.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you were told you were stupid as a child, yeah, and a lot of us were, you know, and it might have just been one incident that you the vase that was really precious, and it was an accident, and they called you stupid, which was a trigger response, and it wasn't real, but that feeling stupid has stayed with you forever. And most of us have had a word like that that's become embedded within us.
Yeah, and I think when things start to go wrong in your life as well, little things like that can sort of come to the surface that may have not, you know, in the past, but then they do, because it builds, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a layer each time.
Yeah.
So when you work with Karen and other hypnotherapists, what they can do is help your subconscious delete that, all those layers, and it can take time to delete, or it could be like this, and that, you know, subconscious says, yeah, I've done enough of that. I've done enough of being stupid. I'm going to. And the subconscious, if you work with it, and I think what's beautiful, I mean, you asked loads of questions. How will I know if it works? What if it doesn't work? What is trance? How should I prepare myself? How will I feel after a session? They're brilliant questions. And I think if anybody, you know, knows somebody that is really struggling, and you think, well, I've had hypnotherapy and it was really great, this would be a brilliant investment and a great stocking filler. You know, a lot of the pocketbook series are great stocking fillers. And I have a load of mine printed off, and I give them in bereavement and various other modes people. You know, so this is a fantastic little book. I really, really like it, Karen, and I think that it's going to demystify hypnotherapy in a really ordinary way. And I know that was your intention, that it was for the ordinary folk.
Yes, it's. I mean, I without, you know, I have just this morning offered it to a young lady who's 14.
Yeah.
Because she is actually working with me, but I think she still doesn't understand the concept of it.
Yeah.
And also there's some self-help ideas in there what she can take with her. So even if, you know, she didn't want to continue, or it's the same if I have a consultation, I'm automatically sending this book out to potential clients.
Yeah.
Because there's things in there also that you can use alongside hypnosis sessions, or you can use them on their own as like self-help techniques to just help you to, you know, be calm, or help with stress, or, you know, if you're struggling with something.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, I've actually got your lovely bookmark that you sent to actually, so this bit of the book is all about the questions and answers all of those things. And this bit of the book is all skill set, gifts, tools that you can use free of charge once you've bought the book. You know, is this book electronic? Is it an ebook as well, or is it just?
It's not, but I was considering that the other day, actually.
Yeah, I mean, certainly my books are usually on ebooks, and the only ones that aren't are the journals. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not sure. I can't remember if my pocketbooks are, but certainly, I mean, it's very inexpensive. All of our pocketbooks are set at really inexpensive, and I think, do they post as a large letter over in the UK, or is it large?
I'm not sure, because I've not actually posted one out yet, but I think they do. Yes, I think it's a large letter. Yeah.
So, you know, Christmas present, instead of a
Mhm.
business card.
Yeah,
How much is it? Is it how much are
£6.50.
£6.50? Goodness me.
Mhm.
You know, so what can you buy for £6? So on the back, you start off with these gifts, these skills, the tools. So you talk about affirmation. There's a
Mhm.
lot of speaking about affirmation, a lot of arguments about affirmations, isn't there? So
Mhm.
can you tell me why? I mean, I know myself, so but can you tell everybody why you started with affirmation?
Probably because it's one of the simplest and effective things. So if you get up in the morning and you say these nice things about yourself, it's going to put you in a better stead for the rest of the day. And it's as simple as that. So if you get up feeling all grumpy, you're going to be grumpy for the rest of the day, or, so it is such a simple thing.
Yeah.
And repeating something is going into your subconscious mind without even having hypnosis.
So can I just tell you one of our affirmations that
Mhm.
people use? You can use this one. And it's on a piece of paper, which my husband has just tidied up, so I can't put my hand on it. And it says, I'm open to all possibilities. So if you write that down, I am open to all possibilities, and
Mhm.
put it on a piece of paper and put it somewhere or as a screensaver or something like that, that's a really immediate affirmation
Yeah,
that
brilliant.
is non-specific, but
Uh-huh.
it's very, very clear. And it gives your subconscious mind permission slip,
Mhm.
be open to all possibilities.
I have some at the side of my bed.
Yeah,
And I often change them, but they've been there for quite a while now. They're just like, my three main ones.
yeah, they're
Uh,
great, aren't
they're
they?
probably in the book, actually. I probably use them as examples.
Yes,
It's,
yes.
yeah, it's such a simple and effective tool,
Yeah, it-
and maybe, if you don't do them in the morning, do them when you get up, when you're having your breakfast. And I
yeah,
also teach clients to say them to yourself in the mirror.
yes,
It's like you're looking at you when you're saying them, or even
absolutely.
writing them down, or even recording them. There's lots of possibilities with them, and it's so simple and
Yes.
doesn't take a lot of time.
And it's not like looking in the mirror and saying, I'm a millionaire. It's
Yeah,
it's not an unrealistic thing. It's
no,
about I'm open to all possibilities. Let me read yours.
exactly.
My thoughts and feelings matter.
Hmm.
And they do, so it's not like you're trying to predict something for the future. You're actually saying something that's valuable.
And something that is true.
Yes, and true. I'm
Yeah.
I am more than capable of achieving my goals. You
Hmm.
So, there's some really good ideas. And
Well,
look,
well, that one, Susie. I'd just like to say that writing a book for me was a huge, huge challenge. Okay. When you was talking before about at school, and I got called stupid lots and lots of times because, I mean, they put a label on it now and say dyslexia. I didn't know that's what that was.
right.
I've always been very creative, but not being able to actually put it down so that people could read it. Now, with the internet and the spell check and everything, it's got a lot easier for me. I'm like, I'm embracing this. I love this. We didn't have any of that. You had to go into a class where you'd read books that were for children 5 years younger than myself. So that was really, and everybody knew I had to do that. So to write a book, I am so blooming proud of myself that I can actually do that now. So
Yeah.
the same with the poems. I've wrote those for years, but I've never actually wanted to publish them because of, how I don't really want to even say the word, because just how I process things is different to some other people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that it's been a massive challenge. So when you decided, you were going to do this pocketbook, I was like, do I do this? But yeah, you can. The possibilities are endless, and you can do anything that you put your mind to that you really want.
Absolutely. And by the way, if you want British English, you will find some spelling mistakes in here, because
Yes.
there are no spelling mistakes in British English, but if you use a different English, of course we use different words and we use different spellings. So
Mm-hmm.
worry about it. Just accept the fact that we have
Mm-hmm.
different ways of
Yeah.
saying things, and colloquially we say things different as well. So people in Cornwall, which is in the south of England,
Yeah.
will have expressions that are very different than those people in Scotland, and every county in between. I now live in North Yorkshire, and it befuddles me at times because of the expressions, and it's like, oh, they're different, but so great. Breathing, you do a lot about breathing and how you use your breath, and you go into in detail how you use your breath and when you use it. And then I'm giving away your secrets. Writing a list to increase good feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that journaling is quite popular. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't need fancy journals, you need scrappy paper. It doesn't matter. You don't have to even have to keep it. So because the moment you sort of almost spell a word, it becomes magical.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and my favorite, gratitude.
Gratitude. Yeah.
Okay, and so all of this amazing stuff is in this tiny, tiny book. How many pages is it?
I'm not even sure. Is it about 90 something?
I'm not sure.
I didn't number the pages, but I think it was 97 or something like
Yeah,
that.
so all of them are less than 100 pages, so really easy to read, very simple books. So how do people get hold of you, Karen?
Okay, so I'm online quite a lot, as you may have seen. My website is hypnotherapy.com. I'm on Facebook. It's Karen Taylor from the Heart Hypnotherapy. I've got a profile on a business profile, and my phone numbers. Right, I'm going to have to actually think about this.
Don't worry about your phone number. I'll put the links below.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I wanted a hypnotherapist, and I've seen you here on YouTube, and I go below and I press the links and I find out more about you, what would be my next step?
You can either call me. There'll be the phone number on there. You can contact me through my website, send me a message or an email. All the links are on my website. You just have to literally fill a little form in and it'll go straight to me. You can message me, or you can I've got WhatsApp on there now as well, so you can WhatsApp me as well. So there's a button on my website for WhatsApp.
Excellent.
You don't even have to book a consultation that way. You can just call me for a chat, just to see if it's right for you, or if you've got any more questions. You can even ring me for a chat and order the book, or you can find the book on Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how you found that, because it's only just gone on a couple of weeks back, and I think I've not stopped reading them.
I'll
But
link it below. I'll link it for .co.uk.
yeah,
If my memory serves me right, I'll I'll link it for .com as well. But I think it will be it's available internationally. So just go to your own Amazon and put Hypnosis, or put Karen Taylor's name on it or something, and it will come up.
it's correct now, but when I first put it on, it was linked to somebody else called Karen Taylor. I had the right job with Amazon. Yeah, they made some kind of a mistake. And I'm thinking,
well, it's a massive
but it's sorted now. Yeah, sorted it out. So.
Very, very grateful to Amazon for all of my publications, and so that's brilliant. And so then when we've had a chat and we decide that I'm going to do some work with you, we set up a date on Zoom. Can I come to your home, or is it all on Zoom?
No, I don't actually see clients face to face anymore. I used to, but since COVID, I've worked this way. It just it works for me. It works for clients that I see, and you can see me anywhere in the country, and I have actually got clients in other countries as well.
Yes.
So, you know, it's safe and effective, and especially with anxiety, I'd say works better in my experience.
Yeah.
You don't, because you don't have to get to a clinic. You can do it in your lunch hour. You could, nobody has to know that you're going to therapy. You know, no one sees you going to the therapy room, so you can keep it completely confidential if that's what you want.
Yeah. So you talk about anxiety, and of course most of us experience anxious moments, and it may be triggered by life events like grief or
Yeah.
But you also do other sorts, don't you?
Yeah, I do anxiety, weight reduction, and alcohol reduction are things that I specialise in. But anything really that's putting limitations on your life, because everything's interlinked. So I may have a client that comes with lots of symptoms, and they may say they'd like to enroll on the menopause program, for instance. And then when we dive deeper into it, there's lots of other things.
Yeah.
So the good thing about hypnotherapy is, if whatever's important to you, so say you just don't want to feel anxious with everything, whatever's important to you, we work on that bit first.
Yeah.
And then it is like magic, because other things in your life start to get better.
They do. Yeah.
So I mean, I worked with someone quite recently, and she came with perimenopause symptoms, and we actually ended up working on alcohol reduction, and everything got better. So, you know, everyone's different, and all the programs are outlined on my website as an outline.
Yeah. But
I look at the person and do a bespoke program usually for them. Nothing's the same with anybody, as you probably know, Susan.
It's like weaving. I call it weaving.
Yeah.
Because you can't separate the body, mind, and spirit and emotions. You know, they're all interconnected.
Yeah.
And so therefore, although I might come to you with a thing that is the symptom that's most prevalent in my mind, the root of that symptom might be something completely different. So if anybody's out there listening and saying, I know I feel this way, but I don't think that's what it is, and I don't know how to explain it, that's okay, because
that's okay.
just come and sort yourself out, and it will all magically, like a Rubik's cube, get right.
I'll give you another for instance, right? A while back, someone contacted me wanting a past life regression, which I don't do many of, but I have done quite a few, in the past. Anyway, they made an appointment for a consultation, and when we got chatting, we shelved that and we started with something completely different. And they haven't actually got on to doing that part yet, because we've been sorting other bits out, so that they're going to have that later on. But that was their way of contacting me, because they didn't know how to express everything else that was going on.
Yes. And we often look for the reasons, and sometimes they're so buried, a bit like you might remember being called you were stupid, you know what I mean, or whatever it was, and it's so impinged on you. So get unlimited, I think, is the best way to describe it.
We're always learning, and we're always, uncovering different things about ourselves, and I think that, like, this, it's like an ongoing thing, so I do have clients that come to me, and I've got a couple of clients that come to me for like 3 years for relaxation sessions and stress relief, because it's their self-care. So if something's, like, if they've got a time in their life when they've got this heightened stress, they come and have a session, and then they can deal with it better. So it's just like going for a nice massage or having your nails done. We use it as part of the self-care. And I believe this, that's a nice thing to do for yourself, as well as sorting deep things. It's good for surface things as well.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes, it can. It's a whole body.
It is, yeah, yeah. Body and mind are totally connected, and spirit, like you said.
Yeah.
You can't separate them. So if you work on your physical health, then your mental health is going to get better, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And we all use different things in different ways. But I just love hypnosis. It's amazing. It's the best thing I ever did. The best thing in my life that I ever learned.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. It is really exciting, and it's beautiful. I think it has such simplicity, and it's so in its simplicity.
And if you're the kind of person that doesn't like to talk about things, you can still be helped with hypnosis. You don't have to tell me everywhere, which is the thing too.
I work content free. I don't ask people to tell
Not
me.
always. I don't always, but I do different ways with different people.
Of course. Yeah.
Whatever works for them. They're in charge, like you said. They're in charge of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're just facilitating.
Yeah. Oh, we could talk for hours, couldn't we?
We could, couldn't we? Now we've got going.
So, Lauren, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Susie. Thank you for the opportunity as well for writing these self-help book. And the series is amazing. I've got them all on my shelf as well. And I always recommend them to clients.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Susie.
Bless you, Karen. And everything that you need to know is below. And I look forward to introducing you to other aspects of the Follow the White Rabbit at some later stage. I'm at the end of the first quarter of my program on art. So I'll soon be able to show you some videos of me working. So I'm still writing, but not as much as I should. So thank you for being here, and thank you for.
Thank you, Susie.
And if you want to stay, we'll put a short meditation at the end of this video. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
And where you are right now, just take a moment. And in this moment, focus on how you're feeling. Starting at the tip of your toes. Just chase your mind all the way up to the top of your head. Noticing what you notice. Noticing any feelings, any sensations. And now notice your breath as it rises and falls in your chest. And with your eyes wide open, look around your space and notice what you notice. And for a moment now, just close your eyes. and go on a journey inward and see what you find. Notice the stories that you tell yourself. And imagine your life without that story. And for one moment, put your hand on your heart and think of 3 things you're grateful for. And now open your eyes and prepare yourself for the rest of your day. You have just enjoyed a moment of mindfulness. Notice how that feels and remember how to do it so that you can manage those stories and start to live an unlimited life. Take care.